Hi, it's Ike from Groovy Entertainment. Today we got another book to read for you. Today's book is Thomas and Friend, Christmas in Wellsworth from 2010. So let's get started. It was 2 days before Christmas. Everywhere Thomas looked, Wellsworth was bustling with preparation. Toby brought shoppers into town. Jane pulled freight cars full of decorations, and Henry had just delivered a large Christmas tree to the town square. The following night, Wellsworth would have would have a wonderful Christmas Eve festival. Everyone would gather to watch the lighting of the tree. They sung carols and rang bells. Thomas couldn't wait. If only it would snow, he thought, then everything would be perfect. I'm afraid we won't have a white Christmas this year, Thomas peeped as he looked up at the blue sky. That's okay with me, said Henry. I have so much to do. I don't need a snowstorm now. Thomas loved the snow, even if he had to wear his heavy snowplow. Snow would make the Christmas Eve festival so pretty. Just then, Sir Topham Hatter called to Thomas. I have a message from Lady Hatter, he said. She wants to come to the festival, but my car is in the garage for maintenance. I need you to run over to pick her up. Please take Anna and Carabelle so you can bring my grandchildren as well. Yes, sir, peeped Thomas. Of all the jobs on Sodon, pulling a trainload of children was his favorite. Thomas was soon speeding across Sodon. Everywhere he looked, people were smiling and waving. In Monroe, children prepared for a Christmas pageant with real sheep. And at night fell, the festival lights of Ralph Castle shined brightly. The town looked like a magic palace. Thomas arrived. He had made good time and was eager to make the round trip the next day. When Thomas awoke the next morning, the weather had changed. It was cloudy and damp, and getting colder by the hour. A chilly fog rolled over the town. Soon Lady Hatter and the children arrived at the station. They climbed aboard Anna and Carabelle, dressed in their holiday best and carrying boxes of gifts. They couldn't wait to get to Wellsworth and the festival. The fog grew thicker. Thomas chugged away slowly. The cold wind blew, and the tracks was wet and slippery. Thomas' lamp was looseless in the fog, and his driver held tight. They creeped along more and more slowly. This isn't very merry weather at all, Thomas peeped. As he rode past Ralph's castle, Thomas couldn't see the town through the thick fog. He waited he wanted to get to Wellsworth as soon as possible. Thomas knew they had to be careful and go slowly. He hoped they would pass through this bad weather soon. But the bad weather didn't lift, and as it grew later and later, darkness soon added to Thomas' problems. As he climbed towards, Thomas knew he wouldn't be in Wellsworth in time for the festival. He would miss the tree lighting, and worst of all, he was sure he had ruined Christmas for Sir Topham Hatter and his family. Meanwhile, the people of Wellsworth gathered around the tree in the town square. They lit the festival lights and sung carols, but Sir Topham Hatter was not with them. Sir Topham Hatter waited nervously at the Wellsworth station. There was reports of fog and frost all over the countryside. He checked his watch and worried. I hope everyone is okay, he whispered to himself. Finally, as Thomas chugged over the hill outside Wellsworth, the fog lifted. He could see candles flickering in the window of houses. He passed the streets of Wellsworth was empty, and even the sight of the great glowing Christmas tree at the center of town didn't cheer Thomas. When they reached the station, Sir Topham Hatter hugged his wife and helped carry the sleepy children off Anna and Carabel. And now we must get those children to bed, said Lady Hatter, or Santa Claus will never arrive. Thomas chugged back to the yard, feeling very low indeed. The next morning, the yard was blanketed with beautiful snow. All the engines wished each other happy Christmas. I'm sorry I missed the festival, Thomas peeped to James, and worst of all, I think I ruined Sir Topham Hatter holiday. Thomas didn't know that Sir Topham Hatter was standing nearby. Ruined, said Sir Topham Hatter. You brought my family to me safe and sound. That's all the best gift of all. Taking your time in that terrible weather was the right thing to do, Thomas. I'm glad you are such a really careful engine. Thomas was delighted. I'm so grateful for my railway, Sir Topham Hatter announced it. I'm giving each of you a hoppin' full of the best coal to thank you for a wonderful year. All the engines tooted happily, and Thomas, at the request of my wife, Anna and Carabel, will be getting new seat cushions. It's a wonderful Christmas after all, peeped Thomas, and the snow did make everything perfect. James said, tomorrow would be perfect. Tomorrow? What's tomorrow? Thomas asked. James laughed. Have you forgotten Boxing Day? Slow coach. Hooray, I had forgotten. Thomas peeped. More ride for children. Every year on the day after Christmas, all the engines on Sir Topham Hatter Railway row out to the hospital all over the island. Free rides and new toys and clothes are given to every children. Boxing Day was beautiful. Thomas, James, and Henry were decorated and loaded with nice things for the children of Sodom. Then they chugged across the countryside. Everywhere the engine went, they were met with cheers, and all the children loved their presents and taking rides around the town to see the lights and decoration. Thomas couldn't have been happier. James, he called, what's nicer than a white Christmas? What, asked James. A white Boxing Day, laughed Thomas. So that was Thomas and Friends, Christmas in Wellsworth from 2010. So if you like, subscribe, share, and comment, have a good day. Well, another video coming out real soon.